Worldwide Hippies presents Hippie News and Stuff with Winston Smith and the Worldwide Hippies News Team.
Welcome to Hippie TV News and Stuff for the week of October 12th. Brought to you by WorldwideHippies.com, citizen journalism on the web. I am Winston Smith. Obama wants your cell number. Ed Croft has a message for change. The doc is in. We have the great Bob Dylan giving Worldwide Hippies an exclusive on occupation in America. Yes, you heard me correct. Bob Dylan with a video made exclusively for Worldwide Hippies. Mikel K has a minute for you also. Hippie shares some food information you won't want to miss, our asshole of the week, and more. Top story. Sheriff's deputies are closing in on suspects from a troublemaking Amish splinter group in Ohio who have broken into homes and cut off the beards and hair of other Amish men. Authorities tell the Huffington Post that Ohio is becoming completely covered with Amish graffiti, and all one has to do is drive their buggies down any street and you can witness the brazen tilted straw hats, the high-water blue jeans, and gang symbols being flashed. At least 3 attacks in rural eastern Ohio since September prompted the victims, all Amish, to look outside their traditional communities to seek some help from local police. In one nighttime raid in Carroll County, a group of men knocked on a door, pulled a man out by his beard, gave him a wedgie, and chopped off his facial hair. In Holmes County, a posse allegedly broke into a home, lopping off the hair and whiskers of everyone inside, including a 13-year-old girl and a 74-year-old man. There were no serious injuries according to police, but the girl was very upset about losing her facial hair. Who knows where this is going to end? Today it's the men's beards, tomorrow it's the women's armpits. And here, with his beard intact, is Ed Croft with an inspiring message for activists.
Thanks, Winston. It's been an interesting week with the Occupy movement. What started with one voice in New York on Wall Street has spread across the country. I mean, there are now occupies in Boston, Kansas City, L.A., Detroit, all over the country. Another march is planned on Washington, D.C. The people are basically fed up with the way the government is acting. I mean, we've got children in Congress. They bicker and they argue and they don't solve any problems. People are without jobs. They're working harder, but making less. What used to be the American dream is just fading fast. And all it's taken for this movement to really take off is one person having the courage to walk out there and say, I've had enough. And then getting other people involved. That one voice became 2, became 3, became 4. Last weekend, I believe it was, I heard that there were 700 people arrested in New York. 700! Imagine how many protesters there were. The media tried to downplay it. They tried, there's only a couple of dozen people, maybe. 700 sounds like a lot more than a couple dozen. These are people that are ticked off. These are people who are tired of a government that is so busy catering to what corporations need and worrying about whether the rich are getting enough than caring about the rest of the 99%. This is where it is, and it's taken the courage of one person to get out there and raise their voice, and that one person. So, do what you got to do. But try to do something. I thank you. My heart to your heart, one spirit. Oh, and we got these nice T-shirts. All you got to do is go to the website, WorldwideHippies.com. Back to you, Winston.
Thank you, Ed. We are in a time of great change for sure. You old hippies, get up, get out, and get to work. And here, working the spoken word, is the Mikel K Minute.
Thank you, Winston. Hey, this is Mikel K with the Mikel K Minute here on worldwidehippies.com. We are the children. We are the children. We are the children of the sun and the stars. We are the children of the hippies who were strung out in peace and love and heroin when they conceived us. We are the children of alcoholics conceived in blackouts. We are the children of the punk rockers screwed into this world on beer and anger. We are the children of the poor, raised on welfare and food stamps and government housing. We are the children of the middle class, borrowing from the government to get a college degree, to get a job with a pension from corporate America, who has already fired our fathers and mothers before they could retire. We are the children of the rich, who, like our fathers and mothers before us, care only about obtaining more wealth. We are the children of the doctors, dentists, and lawyers, who care more about their Porsches and Mercedes than they do their patients. We are the children of the American dream, roaming the streets with a blanket and a garbage bag full of aluminum cans. We are the children who now have the children, and we hope they won't learn racism from us like we learned it from our moms and dads. We are the children who can change the inevitable, alter our destiny, change the future from futile to fruitful. Amen. Back to you, Winston.
Love the comb over, Michael. For a second I thought you were Donald Trump. My bad. Here's some bad news, though. Barack Obama is seeking debt collectors' proposal. This is according to the AP. To the dismay of consumer groups and the discomfort of Democrats, President Barack Obama wants Congress to make it easier for private debt collectors to call the cell phones of consumers delinquent on student loans. The change is expected to provide a substantial increase in collections, the administration said recently. The little-noticed recommendation would apply only to cases in which money is owed the government, and it's tucked into the mammoth $3 trillion deficit reduction plan the president submitted to Congress. Despite the claim, though, the administration has not yet developed an estimate of how much the government would collect, and critics reject the logic behind the recommendation. Enabling robocalls to cell phones is just going to lead to more harassment and abuse, and it's not going to help the government collect any money, said Lauren Sanders of the Boston-based National Consumer Law Center. According to her, people aren't paying their student loans because they can't find a fucking job. Now, I've made you wait long enough. Here, exclusively on Hippie TV News and Stuff, the man, the legend, the icon, and the good friend of Worldwide Hippies, here's Bob, Occupy This, Dylan.
I've occupied this porch long enough. Thanks a lot, Winston.
Thanks, Bob, looking forever young. Now the only act that could ever follow Bob Dylan and headline at the same time? Well, you got it right. Here's the doc.
What's up, Doc?
Hey, thanks, Winston. Hola, Bugs and Paz en el Barrio Hippies. I'll talk to you today about resistance. I'm always somewhat bemused, and that's not amused, and of course not seamused, but truly bemused, when I read those oft-cited, frequently posted, rigorously repeated, presciently cautionary speeches by Roosevelt or Eisenhower, Truman, maybe even Smedley Butler, describing the encroaching dangers of big government. These worthies carefully, even lovingly it sometimes seems to me, describe some increasingly obvious, probably malign or invidious consequences of this or that or the other institution or policy or event, which always proceeds from the creation, installation, and maintenance of some potentially repressive government agenda item. They prophetically decry the military-industrial complex or the national security state or the evils of massive fortunes accumulated in private hands, which empower private interests with the capacity to overwhelm and drown out contradictory or contrary voices, howsoever popular the latter may be. And then these prophets strenuously and ringingly enjoin you and me, the people, to resist. And this is where the bemusement sets in, hippies. I gotta say, my head grows heavy and my eyes grow dim. And just exactly how the fuck, I wonder absolutely, do these statesmen, these FDRs and Ikes and JFKs and all, how do they expect the people to resist that much power? The military-industrial complex hasn't grown any weaker, I assure you. The national security state has not grown any less intrusive, and those fortunes have not grown any smaller in the last 50 years. And resistance already then was damn near impossible. And resist who? They've got names, I know they do, but who and where? Okay, let's start at Occupy Wall Street, but then how and with what? Money is really the only meaningful factor in any of these negotiations. Voting is basically a futile act, and what's left? At Bunker Hill, at least, both sides had only black powder and muskets. The next extreme, we've got 22s and Piper Cubs. They've got F-22s and Vulcan miniguns. They're 6,000 round per minute cannons that shoot 20 millimeter cannon projectiles and blow you to pieces in no time. That's no contest, hippies. So I'll see you at the beach, I guess.
Thanks, Doc. Once again, you illustrate how learning is not earning, but knowledge is pretty cool. Speaking of cool, Hippie's here telling us why not to eat the yogurt.
Hi, Winston. Thanks for meeting me for lunch. I'm starving. Let's see what looks good. Ah, pizza. A Papa John's pizza delivery driver in Denver, Colorado reported a customer to the police after smelling marijuana in the customer's home. Police searched Frederick Smith's home and discovered that he's a registered medical marijuana patient. Papa John's rival, Sexy Pizza, has offered Smith one free pizza per month until voters decide on a proposed 2012 ballot initiative that would legalize marijuana for recreational use. Tattletale pizza delivery? Not my style. What else is available? Milk. A young fashion designer in Germany has developed a fabric that's made from high concentrations of the milk protein casein. The 28-year-old fashion designer says, "It feels like silk and doesn't smell. You can wash it just like anything else." So we're wearing the milk and we're not drinking it. Okay, let's see what else is on the menu. Crickets? Entomologist Sky Blackburn is breeding edible bugs and selling them to Australians. Blackburn sells 1,000 bug lollipops a week and has 100 regular customers who include bugs in their daily diet. Crickets are high in calcium, but I'll pass. Yogurt. Seems pretty harmless. Anthony Garcia is a grocery store clerk in Albuquerque, New Mexico. At work, he distributed samples of yogurt to customers back in January. He was reported to police after a female customer had received a tainted yogurt sample. The woman spit the yogurt out onto the floor and wiped her mouth repeatedly with her clothing. After the garment was tested, the yogurt was found tainted with Garcia's semen. Wait, there's what in the yogurt? Back to you, Winston.
Thank you, Hippie. Can I get crickets on my pizza, please? Oh, I hear it's time for our Asshole of the Week. And this week it goes to Florida Legislature Representative Rich Workman for introducing a bill to undo a ban on dwarf tossing. Reported in the Boston.com, it's part of what he says is his mission to repeal overreaching and outdated laws, similar to women's rights to vote and abolition of slavery. Although the dwarf tossing measure is not a jobs bill, the Republican corporate tools said it may put a few people to work. Yeah, like chiropractors and bookies. Dwarf tossing, a competition in which bar patrons see how far they can throw the little people. It was banned in Florida in 1989 after opponents complained that it was dangerous and dehumanizing. Dwarf tossing is banned internationally. While Workman, a mortgage broker, agrees that the practice is offensive and stupid, degrading, barbaric, and possibly deadly, he thinks the ban keeps willing projectiles from gainful employment. If this is a job they want and people would pay to see it or participate in it, why in the world would we prohibit it? Workman said. Hey, Worldwide Hippies is all for employment opportunities, but for actually introducing a bill that would allow the exploitation of anyone because of their handicap and being so fucking cavalier about it, you, Florida Legislator Representative Rich Workman, are Worldwide Hippies Asshole of the Week. That's it. Thanks for watching, and please visit worldwidehippies.com for original articles from some of the best writers on the web and news updated every 2 hours or so. And support Worldwide Hippies by visiting our store, making a donation, or just turning your friends on to worldwidehippies.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Worldwide Hippies. And you will see us here next Monday.